Yo, how is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Bear Down Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Jaylen. How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
So, today we're going to be discussing a long-awaited topic. We're going to be talking about kickers today. Now, I would like to say you'll see this video on Wednesday, and hopefully on Thursday you'll see an episode about Chuck Pagano, Ed Donatel, who just left the Bears, and possibly his replacement being Ed Reed. We're just going to be talking about the entire new defensive staff in the next video, but we figured we'd talk about Cody Parkey tonight and some things that we could do to replace him. So this might be a short video, but we're basically going to be going back and forth at some ideas of replacements or what we possibly think could have happened, or what we possibly think could happen to replace Cody Parkey. There are many options. Obviously, he missed 11 field goals this year. Not the greatest year for him. Obviously, he missed 4 against Detroit. He missed a couple indoors. I know he missed one against the Cardinals indoors. He missed one against the Vikings indoors. And then, obviously, the double doinker, the one to lose against the Eagles in the wild card rounds. I would like to say before we start this off, I'm assuming that Cody Parkey's gone. If he stays on the Bears, I'll leave a link in the description of this video to the video of me reacting to him staying on the Bears in a couple months. But Matt Nagy yesterday at the end of the year presser said that Cody Parkey going on the Today Show. If you guys didn't know, he went on the Today Show and talked about himself missing the field goal. Nagy said that they always talk about doing we things. You win as a team, you lose as a team, and he said Parkey, by going on today's show, was a me thing. AKA, that's a professional way of saying it was extremely selfish. Jaylen, before we get into talking about actual kicking and the problems that have succumbed to the Bears with all this kicking by Parkey, what do you think about his whole thing going on the Today Show?
I'm in the last video I recorded, but like you said, Nagy said that was a weak thing and not a weak thing. I felt like that was really selfish too, especially because he basically ripped the hearts out of every fan in Chicago, even though it was technically blocked. As been reported now, we saw it was blocked, but still for you to go on the Today Show the day after you lost the Bears their first playoff game since 2010.
It was like 4 days after, but yeah, he didn't give it enough time before going on at all. It was
but you didn't even give like a week for you to like calm down and think about what happened.
Yeah, totally. When I look at it, I feel like it's Parkey saying like, I assume they offered him a decent amount of money to go do that. I think he kind of knows that his time in Chicago has come to an end. Ryan Pace yesterday in the presser said they're going to emphasize the kicker position. He said there's definitely going to be competition. He didn't say if Parkey was going to be here or not next year. We're assuming that he's not after Nagy's comments. Nagy's the nicest guy in the world. He never speaks up against the organization, and he spoke up against Cody Parkey yesterday, and it was really surprising to everyone. So I'm going to assume that Cody Parkey will not be back in a Bears uniform, and that's definitely what I want. I do not want to see him kicking. Even in the preseason, I don't want to see him when I go down to Bourbonnais in the summer kicking on the practice field. I want him off the Bears roster for sure. Let's talk about some replacements for Cody Parkey. Let's start off with the number one replacement that we all want, I think, and all need. Robbie Gould, he's missed 3 field goals since he was a Chicago Bear, or since he was last a Chicago Bear. He had stints with the Giants and the 49ers. He'll be a free agent this offseason. He'll obviously demand a lot of money. Ryan Pace decided not to pick him up a couple of years ago. Could you see Pace correcting his mistake a couple of years later?
Definitely. Robbie Gould has scored a bunch of points on us since we last released him. Last season, he actually scored all of the San Francisco 49ers points. They didn't score 1 touchdown. They won the game all straight Robbie Gould field goals. It's basically like his revenge game. And then last time we played him, which this season, he scored a bunch of points on us. Then year, I think, he matter of fact, he did.
I think he scored all
once again.
Yeah. Our offense was better this year, but yeah, he still scored all their points.
Yeah, so he's been very efficient. Playing against Chicago, I think it gives him an extra motivation, and him coming home after being released all those years ago, and especially if we can win the Super Bowl next season, and with Robbie Gould being 36 now, and him being here in the last time we played in the Super Bowl, it would just be a great thing to see. I was watching him on Earl Bennett's podcast, and he was talking about how he loved the city of Chicago. He still lives there.
Yeah. He's still, if I can give you a little insight on Robbie Gould, his family still lives here in Chicago in the off-season and during the season. So he comes back during the week when he's off, like during the bye week. I know he came back to Chicago. He was at the wild card game. He saw Parkey in a skybox, missed that field goal. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination this year for the 49ers. He's an incredible guy. I know he gave away 2 Super Bowl tickets, so that was incredible for him. But it seems like the handwriting is almost on the wall. As long as Pace offers him the money he wants, coming back to Chicago would be insane. I mean, you think of players who have been here forever. Sherrick McManus has been here forever, and Robbie Gould was here when Sherrick McManus was originally here. I think every single new player might be new. There are only a couple players that were here when Robbie Gould was here last time. He would come in and not only help the kicking problem, I assume, for sure, he would also be a great locker room guy. That's definitely someone I would want back in the locker room. So Robbie Gould's a great option. You told me earlier when we were off the call that Earl Bennett, I think you said, asked him about returning to Chicago?
Yeah, he asked him, and of course he really couldn't say, "Oh yes, I would love to return to Chicago," but this you can see it in his emotions that he was happy that he was asked that question. Technically, he can't really talk about it because he's still under contract until the season.
It's the off season for us, but it's not really the NFL off season until February 4th.
Yeah. So he did mention that he would love to retire a Bear, and if he can come here this season and play out his contract until he retires and hangs up the cleats, then that would be amazing.
Totally. Yeah, let's talk about some other free agent kickers. The only one I know of, actually, if you want to look some up, maybe that'd be great. But I know Sebastian Janikowski is one of them who is going to be a free agent kicker. Some could say Janikowski made one of the most business oriented decisions this year when he didn't make a tackle on a Seahawks player returning his field goal for a touchdown. Not even a kickoff, a field goal. And Janikowski completely shied away from the tackle. Janikowski's still been an incredible kicker for the Seahawks and the Raiders. He's also someone who, if Gould resigns, I wouldn't mind considering. He is pretty old, though. Do you see any other kickers that are going to be free agents this year? It's so hard to find a good kicker, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually a post.
If you can't find any, don't worry about it.
It's Matt McCrane, Nick Rose.
Okay.
Blair Walsh. No, never mind. I'm not going to speak about Blair Walsh. Nick Novak, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Oh, what if we re-sign Roberto Aguayo? You remember him?
Yeah, he was terrible, though. Another one I want to talk about is, I think it was Cole Tracy. At LSU, we just talked about him. Number one kicker, he was actually a transfer from a small school into LSU his sophomore year, I think. He had 2 incredibly good kicking years at LSU. Similar to a guy like Jake Elliott, who's actually from Chicago. We know a lot about him out here in the suburbs. He went to LT, Lyons Township, a high school close to at least where I live. He's a local story, but Cole Tracy's a similar story to him. Cole Tracy's the number one kicker out of this class. We would probably have to pick him with our 3rd-round pick if he's not already taken. I don't really know how kickers go in the draft. But if we do decide to keep Parkey, you got to bring in a guy like a Cole Tracy or an undrafted free agent, someone to come compete with him for sure.
Yeah, I really didn't look up kickers because the only kicker that I really want and have on my mind is good as go Robbie Gould. So if we can't get Robbie, then we might as well have to look into the UDFAs or late picks for kickers. But I just want somebody who's not going to give us a double dunk and kick the ball efficiency. You don't have to make all your – I mean, we would love for you to make all your kicks, but don't always hit the goalpost at least.
Yeah, you got to be –
that shows me that
you got to be
good at hitting goalpost.
Yeah, totally. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this episode. You'll be seeing this on Wednesday during the day or maybe even – Tuesday night, honestly. It's 10:30 at night right now, but I just might post this for the heck of it.
That's the late night. That's the late night grind.
Oh, yeah, baby. But that'll pretty much do it for this one. You guys will see an episode coming up soon on Chuck Pagano and the entire new Bears defensive coaching staff that could possibly include the likes of Rob Ryan and Ed Reed. Obviously, Donatell left, and that's a blow. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. That'll pretty much do it for us. You can follow our social medias. I'm Chris. He is Jaylen. You can find our fan pages in the description. And you can also follow the podcast on all platforms at Bear Down on Twitter and Instagram. We do a lot of giveaways and stuff, so make sure to follow us on both those platforms. And smash a like on this video and subscribe if you did enjoy. We're getting close to 200 subscribers. that'll be a good milestone for us to hit as we're obviously grinding for 500 and then grinding for 1K. That'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. And, yeah, the off-season, man, it's a grind, but we're doing our best to get all the content up for you guys. We're on top of all of it, and we've got all the time in the world, especially me being a second semester senior now. I can kind of, I wouldn't say slow down at all, but I have more time to focus on other things while still getting good grades. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bear down, Chicago. Peace.